Very nice, because when you put it in there and it sat in the gravy for, when it was cooked for about 2 or 3 hours, it used to just fall apart.
Okay.
So when you plate this up, it was wonderful. But basically, the spare ribs, you start with this. You want to.
You want to show us how to cut them up?
Yeah, you just want it right between the bones. You want to make sure you're going a sharp knife right between the bones, and then you're going to.
Go ahead.
Then what you're going to do is you're going to put them in a pot, like a stock pot, and you're going to cover them with water, season the water a little bit with some salt, and you just want to get them to like this. So basically you're cooking out a little bit of the fat.
About 20 minutes or so?
Yeah, no, that's basically it. Just so they brown a little bit, and then you're going to throw them in the with the rest of the meat.
Let's pretend we put those in
okay,
here.
let's put these in there.
Okay.
I'm going to use my hands.
I think we're doing great. These are so wonderfully soft. I guess they're very hard to turn, aren't they?
Yes. But these here, you know, believe it or not, this makes a great sandwich on its own. Meatballs on the Italian bread with a little lettuce and tomato and oil and vinegar. It stands alone by itself, meatballs.
I can see that. Those look delicious.
Yes.
Oh,
yes.
boy. All right. When we come back, more stories from the guys from the Pacific Street Social Club. So how are we doing? Hang on, Marie's talking. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. Are we off the set now? Are we done?
No, stay here. You think you're leaving?
Joe Red, you want your wine, Joe
We
Red?
still have everybody here, right? Marie?
One more loaf.
John, you can't go away. Come back here. You're running
So
away.
maybe a spatula and...
So when you come back, you're going to add the
Yeah,
tomato.
it's just about. It'll be.
We need
You
fire
tell me
here.
real quick, okay? Say, how long do the meatballs cook, Gerard?
Basically, you just want to cook them on either side.
So they really are ready.
Yes,
then.
they are.
Okay, so out of this big pot.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
I have
you
mine.
have yours?
What do you want me to do that from? Just like go in the middle? Or?
Welcome back to Cooking Live. We're celebrating Italian-American social clubs, and we happen to have 3 members right here of the Pacific Street Social Club. And we decided to give John a break. He's exhausted from all that energy.
Very strenuous.
Yes, really.
He's got to get up early, you know, he's going to Vegas.
Yeah, I know. You are,
Vegas in the
huh?
morning.
And
I'll
oh,
watch you in Vegas. If
okay,
they televise
all right.
it,
And you're not going to gamble at all, of course. No.
Not
Only a little bit. You won't even notice.
Right.
That much.
Okay, no, we just put up a photo there. Let's see what this photo is. Hang on. Let's see. There we go. Now, who's that?
That's my grandfather. George, you talk.
Oh, yeah?
That's my grandfather.
The guy on the left is John's grandfather, the Tex. Tex owned a pizzeria restaurant on Atlantic Avenue in the neighborhood called Texas Pizzeria, of course. And it was famous because all the Brooklyn Dodgers used to hang out there.
Oh.
So the guy who's sitting to his immediate left, I would imagine, in the picture, was Carl Furillo, one of the Brooklyn Dodgers.
Oh, how
And he used
cool.
to, because he was Italian and our neighborhood was Italian, he used to love to hang out there. He was originally from Pennsylvania, but because we were so close to Ebbets Field, he used to come into the neighborhood and hang out, and he'd bring all the guys from his team to hang out in the
So
neighborhood.
did you meet these guys?
No, it was a little before my
I was
time.
going to say so.
He might have.
I
He
met
did.
them. Carl
You
was,
did? Were they
Carl
nice?
from- oh yeah,
Yeah.
very
That
pleasant.
was an exciting time.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
That's
All right,
when,
let's take a quick call, and then we're going to... Oh, finish your sentence.
No, it was just that there was a different time than the way they play baseball today, you know.
Yeah.
They were neighborhood guys and they
Yeah.
had good times.
You mean they weren't sort of wealthy billionaires?
Right.
Off in
They came
Hollywood?
over, they really needed the meal.
They
Yeah.
needed the meal.
Ah, okay, I hear you. All right, we got a call from Wendy. Mindy, I'm sorry. Hi, Mindy.
Hi, Sarah.
Yes.
Well, last night Mr. Rennie was on. I sort of had another deal, and I went out and bought all the ingredients, and I made them, and they were good, delicious. That's my son's favorite pasta, by the way.
You know what? You have to talk just a little louder.
I'm sorry, that's my son Andrew's favorite pasta, by the way. The cavatello that he showed at me.
Yes, it was delicious, but
It was wonderful, but how do you keep the cavatello from sticking
how do you
to
keep the
each other?
cups from sticking to each other?
Well, basically, you want to make sure before you use it, you want to lay it out on a damp cloth and let it dry a little bit.
Okay.
So, and then when you cook, you got to just cook it in the water. Make sure there's a little oil, a little salt in the
Okay.
water. It should be fine. It shouldn't be a problem.
All right. Okay, thanks for calling. All right, how do we put this all together? And then I think we'll bring in the big gun. John's going to come finish the
All
dish
right.
for us.
So basically, what you want to do is, usually what you'll do is you'd have this already done.
Mm-hmm.
We'd have the sauce cooking. This would cook for an hour and a
Well,
half.
go ahead, show us.
All right,
You
so
can-
you're going to start. We have 4 cans of 28-ounce cans of tomatoes in here, and you want to crush them by hand, or if you want to use one of those, what do they call those things?
Immersion blenders?
No, the
Foley
thing that
food
you used to
mill.
have, you started,
Food
your
mill.
mother used to have in the kitchen.
Food mill.
A food mill. You want to use one of those, but I like to do it by hand.
Any
And
particular brand of canned tomato you like?
just, you gotta basically, you gotta know what type of quality. You want a good Italian tomato.
Only Italian,
if
of
it's
course.
if it's a San Marzano is a nice tomato. But you got to know where you're buying always go to a store that you trust what they're doing.
All right, so this now
So
goes in
we're
here.
going to take this, and this is going to be messy.
Okay, I'm standing back. And meanwhile, Joe, you're doing a great job with the meatballs. How long do they need to cook?
Well, you just really saute them, brown them, get them a little crisp on the outside that they hold together, and then so that they hold together in the gravy.
All right, and now you said this simmers for how long?
You usually let this cook for about maybe an hour and a half, 2 hours. You want to bring it to a boil. You want it to get it cooked down. Sometimes people would even cook this the day before and let this cook and then sit overnight. The meatballs are something you always want to do on Sunday morning
Okay.
or whatever day you're using it.
Do these go in or at the end, later on?
You do this. You let this cook for a while, then you add the meatballs, and then you let them cook for
Okay.
about another hour.
All right.
Okay.
We
Or
I think we have some meatballs in here.
Yes.
I don't think the people in the kitchen made meatballs quite as large as yours.
that's fine.
I don't know how that
They
could
don't have to
possibly
be. They don't have to be. But I see that ours fell apart. But this is going to be good for the pity boop sandwich.
Yes.
Oh,
Because that's what you use, the broken up pieces.
Yeah.
But
Explain it. Can you just say why you think it did? Because you already gave me an answer during the break. why it broke up.
when I did it, I didn't
to
squeeze
squeeze the bread.
the excess milk
Okay.
out of the bread.
Okay.
And I don't think we used enough oil.
Okay.
So you should
All right.
usually, because basically you're not deep frying them, but you want the oil to be almost halfway up. So it cooks one side,
Shallow
you turn
frying.
them, right,
Yeah.
and then you turn them, and then it cooks the other side, and then the rest of the cooking will take place in the sauce.
I'm going to
But
summarize.
you want to eat these you want to eat these fried.
I want to eat these right now.
You want to eat them
no,
fried.
okay.
That's the best part.
So let's talk about, we add the tomato sauce to our browned meat, garlic, onion mixture, cook it for about an hour and a half. Meanwhile, we separately browned up our wonderful meatballs. We park them for a while, and then we add them after about an hour and a half.
Right.
And then we simmer the whole mess for another
Another hour.
now and then. What the heck? Okay. Meanwhile, the kids are ferociously eating the meatballs.
They
All right,
will
now we have to
disappear.
bring down John.
Okay.
Oh, we forgot our flavoring
Oh.
here. Flavoring's going here.
Okay, so we have a little,
Don't relax.
you want to add some oregano,
Okay.
a couple of bay leaves, of course. You need some bay leaves, and a little more parsley.
Okay, so that all goes in for the hour and a half cooking time. Okay.
And, of course, you want to mix it up.
All right. All right,
Okay.
so we're going to plate up now. We've got our noodles cooked down there. We're going to bring our pot down here, and John's going to come join you. We're going to stay down here with the meatballs, you and me. When nobody's looking, I want to try one. All right, so do you want to just grab this?
Maybe we'll get...
Okay. Okay. Here. There you go. Good.
Is that hot? You got it?
You got it? You okay?
I'll get
Yes.
this.
That's good.
Oops.
All right.
Let's go get this
Oh,
over
I'm
here.
excited. All right, so come on down.
Come on down.
All right, we'll give you some weapons, and you can tell them what to do.
Okay.
All right.
So,
All right.
let me take this.
Oh, yeah, it's over there. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Now, when you're setting the table, what you want to do is you always have to have a meat plate. So John's going to take some of the meat out of the gravy and lay it on here because basically what you're going to do is you're going to eat it in courses. You'll eat a little pasta first. You'll eat a little, then you'll have a little meat. Then afterwards, you always have a salad. So you do it in stages. So when you put it on the table, you have your meat plate, you have your pasta, your cheese. You go and you chow down.
Are you going to need help? I mean, it's pretty soon you're going to be like this. You want to
why don't you let me hold
That's
this?
heavy.
I'm good.
Here, let me hold this.
Nah,
There
I
you
did
go.
this
So,
before.
We finally got into the gravy here. This is
Let's
the
get the
gravy.
meatballs here.
Right, get some
We're having,
meatballs on here.
I want to taste the gravy, this famous gravy. But have you seasoned it and all that, Gerard? Maybe it's not
Did-
fair of me to.
Well, this one, no, this is what's in there is fine. You're,
Look, should we
they
tell
did a
them what we
great
think?
job.
That looks great.
Yeah, put a little more ribs. Take a little more ribs because we're gonna have to get some of this out of here and put it on the pasta.
On
We're
the
gonna have to get
pasta.
actually just some sauce.
Here, I'll give you a taste.
Now, what happens is you see it starts. Some of them it cooks so long that the meat starts breaking up, and you'll have meat left in
It's hot,
the
though.
sauce.
Yeah.
Come, we'll put some sauce in
So
there.
let's put this over here.
Okay.
Get this out of the way.
Here, let me give
now
you.
What we're
I'm
gonna
gonna-
do?
Here you go, John.
The sauce is
We're just going to make you work, yeah.
All
Of
right.
course, I like that.
Jesus.
That is pretty darn terrific.
All right. So now we're gonna take
Wow.
just the gravy, and of course you'll see you'll have little bits of meat in here.
It really is right.
Does it live up to your mom's?
Nothing lives up to mom's.
Oh, how about your
Nothing
mom?
lives up to mom's.
Uh-oh.
Mom, hi, Mom, I love
Came
you.
from Mom.
Oh, it might have. Okay.
Nothing lives up
Yeah,
to
Mom
mom's.
cooked in Peps.
Okay.
But it's pretty damn close.
That
I'll
might be
tell you that
mom's,
much.
as a matter of
Yes.
fact.
Well, that's great.
Does your
Joe
wife
Red's
make-
mother was one of my favorite people in the world.
You know
My
what?
Aunt Gracie.
Oh, she was? I heard she was quite a sassy lady.
Oh yeah.
What a mouth. So anyway,
dear.
you have this. You want to get it just a little bit here. You want
Okay.
to make sure it's mixed up
All
well.
right, and we have to go. So what are you going to, just tell us how you're going to finish it.
We're
We're going to finish in the next act. We'll see you in a second. We're going to do this famous Pity Boop sandwich. What's that? We'll show you in a minute. Where did that name come from?
Headed to all three of us.
Really? What did you want to tell us?
Nice, huh?
Taste, and then you're just going to slice these. Remember to pull out some. Welcome. I'm very happy. I'm with three gentlemen from the Pacific Street Social Club. We are celebrating Italian Americans this week, and I don't know, you're home here, and you know, since you've been here, and the neighborhoods that the neighborhood you grew up in, which was East New York, and it looks delicious. So, what do you think, John?
I think it's delicious.
Are you happy?
I'm
You
very
I'm
happy.
very happy. Did
I'm
you take a
always
taste yet?
Yes, I did.
What do you think?
There, I'm gonna
Oh,
put
it's on
How'd
the
we
money.
do?
Very
This
good.
is your mom's
Delicious.
recipe, you said.
Well,
Probably your mom's recipe.
they
Is
all
that
have the
mine?
same
this
recipe.
is yours.
Okay.
I
Okay.
gave you a little rib there.
Oh, I'm
I'm
excited.
gonna make a little bit for myself.
All right, we got a call from Martha. Hi, Martha. Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi, how are you?
Fine. Wow.
Sarah.
Yes,
Gerald, how you all doing?
Good.
we're doing great.
I needed to share with you that my grandmother, my nana was born in Sicily. And the same way that you all are plating up and serving the pasta and the big get-together, that's how we used to do it. My most wonderful memories were my childhood in my nana's kitchen.
Now, let me ask you a question. Did you call it sauce or did you call it gravy?
I think we call it pasta con lo succo.
Now, what does that mean?
She's Sicilian.
Spaghetti with
Okay. All right.
Sicilian, what do
We
you...
don't know what she's talking about. That's what it means.
Okay. Well, thank you for calling. You're right. This is a great way to eat. Okay, now, you're going to make this weird sandwich. It's not weird. It's not remotely weird, but it's got a funny name.
Well, it's called the Bitty Boop sandwich.
It sounds like Betty Boop, but that's not what you mean.
No, it's well, it's named after a fella that was in the neighborhood, and everybody had nicknames in the neighborhood. and
What was
that's
your
it.
nickname?
Well, Joe Red, obviously.
Obviously,
And now
right.
it's turning white.
And how about this guy? Did he have one?
Well, he was a little young, and no, it was Gerard from Pacific Street.
Okay. And John?
Johnny boy.
Johnny Boy.
That was close.
There was a lot of Johnny boys in the neighborhood.
And so everybody got stuck with whatever name. Guy who looked like.
To me, he says, "I got a beef with you. Is that when we were young, you called me Jerry Lewis, and Jerry Lewis stuck with him for the rest of his life. You know, so in that last 40 years."
That's pretty rough. That's
Isn't
pretty
it?
rough.
Yes.
Okay, so come on down and show us the sandwich.
Okay, it's you know, we're going to cut a couple of loaves of Italian bread in half, lengthwise. Wow, that was a little dangerous.
Yeah, I'm probably crowding you here. Boy, is that good stuff. Really good.
I'm a meatball guy, too.
We'll take a little of the inside of the bread out.
Okay.
Okay.
Come on. They do Fridays.
And then, now, what are we filling this with?
Well, now we're going to fill it with all of the broken parts of the meat, the brojol. Because even back then there was presentation in the restaurant, you know, so they didn't want to serve the broken
piece.
parts.
Yeah. But when would you serve this, or was this just for you
No,
guys?
this Mom was for dinner, and she'd say, "What do you feel like having?" And I'd say, "Make me a bitty boop sandwich."
Okay.
And you know, ladle
boy.
some
This is a Dagwood
gravy on
situation here.
both sides.
Biddy Boop used to clean up the restaurant. And what a big treat for him was that his mother or my grandmother, who also cooked in the restaurant, or our great grandma, she would make him the sandwich, and she would use the scraps from the meat. And when we were kids, that's what it tasted so good, so we'd always ask for the Big Boop sandwich, and they think that they get a big kick out of it. They start laughing, and so
this
we
is
always.
really
Well, this
your
was
restaurant.
unique to basically this was unique to our family
your
because it was in
restaurant.
our grandma's restaurant.
Okay. Alrighty, we've got a call from Cindy. Hi, Cindy.
Hi, Sarah.
How are you?
How's everybody doing there?
Well, we're real happy now. We've got our gravy here.
Yeah, it looks like it's going to be real tasty.
Yeah.
I was wondering, is this thing with the Sunday gravy something that originated in the United States, New York, or is this something that takes place in Italy and just kind of got brought over?
Good question.
It's a good question. I think that it may be something that evolved here. I would think that it's more of an Italian-American dish than a real Neapolitan dish. But you know what? I grew up with it. I'm not even quite sure. But it's a good chance that it's evolved over the years.
So it's become more Italian-American.
Because in Naples, they didn't use, they were poor, and they didn't have the abundance of meat.
This is a lot of meat here.
Yeah, they didn't have the meat, the availability of the meat like we do here.
Right. Good question. Thank you. Now, you have made the biggest sandwiches I've ever
Joe,
seen.
give me a piece of that sandwich, please. I'm starving. Send over a piece.
Okay. Oh, wow. Woo! Look at that. I love the cross-cut slice. That's gorgeous. Okay. All right.
Thank you.
All righty. You just chop on down. All
I
right.
promised them dinner.
Next, some poker tricks from the master when we come back. Here we go. Oh, you see, you cut it up.
Sarah's set features appliances from the GE Monogram collection. GE, we bring good.
What are you guys going to get? Not really.
You bought it. I bought it to
We
you.
brought them.
Did you?
Yeah, we
Is
brought
that
them.
right? How silly.